I want to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while now. And before anyone starts making any assumptions, this is not about politics. It's actually something much bigger than politics. It's about appropriateness. It's about social awareness. It's knowing the difference between having something important to say and having the right time and place to say it. Because somewhere along the way, we've started teaching people that if they feel passionately enough about something, then every room becomes their room. Every event becomes their event. Every microphone becomes their microphone. And I don't think that's true. In fact, I think it's what's creating a lot of tension that we're seeing in society right now. Not because people care. People should care. Not because people have opinions. People should have opinions. The problem is we've somehow confused passion with permission. We've convinced ourselves that if something matters deeply to us, then it's automatically appropriate for us to bring it up in any space that we occupy. But that's not how shared spaces work. A wedding isn't about your cause. A funeral isn't about your cause. A birthday party is not about your cause. A graduation ceremony as well, not about your cause. And not because your cause isn't important, but because the event belongs to more than just you. And this is where I think people get confused. The moment someone questions the timing or setting, people immediately assume you're questioning the message itself. But those two are completely different conversations. You can support a message and still think it was delivered at the wrong time. You can agree with a cause and still think someone used poor judgment. You can care about an issue and still recognize that not every moment needs to be interrupted by that issue. Those things can all be true at the same time. And yet lately, it feels like we've lost the ability to separate those ideas. Everything gets reduced to sides. If you criticize the delivery, people assume you oppose the message. If you question the timing, people assume you don't care. If you ask whether something was appropriate, suddenly you're the problem. But that's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is much simpler. Can we start recognizing that not every moment belongs to just us? Can we start recognizing that other people exist in the room too? Because that's what this has really come down to. A lack of social awareness, a lack of consideration, a lack of understanding that when you're participating in a communal event, your experience is not the only experience that matters. There are people there, other families, other stories, other reasons people showed up. And when someone decides to hijack a moment that was meant to be shared, what they're really saying is this: my message is more important than everyone else's experience. And I know that sounds harsh, but that's what it feels like. And what's interesting is many people genuinely believe that they're being brave when they do this. They believe they're standing up, speaking out, making a difference. And sometimes, maybe they are. But I think we need to ask a harder question. Is it actually helping? Or is it just creating attention? Because attention and effectiveness are not the same thing. People getting to look at you is not the same thing as someone changing something. Creating a viral moment isn't the same thing as creating change. And I think a lot of people have started confusing visibility with impact. They aren't asking, will this help? They're asking, will people see me helping? Those are very different motivations. One is about service. The other is about identity. One is about solving problems. The other is being seen as someone who cares about problems. And I think that's why so much of modern activism, outrage, and public discourse feels so performative. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Because the focus has shifted from contribution to visibility, from effectiveness to attention, from substance to spectacle. And here's the thing, real change rarely looks like a spectacle. Real change is usually slower, less glamorous, less shareable, less dramatic. It happens in conversations, in communities, in organizing, in difficult work that nobody applauds. But we've become addicted to the public performance of caring. We've become addicted to the appearance of courage. And somewhere in the process, we've forgotten one of the most important forms of intelligence there is: the ability to read the room, the ability to recognize context, the ability to understand that just because you can say something doesn't always mean you should say something right now. That's not censorship. That's wisdom, my friend. That's maturity. That's social intelligence. And honestly, I think we need to sprinkle a little more of it. Because the world doesn't need more people shouting into every available microphone. The world needs more people who understand that some moments are meant to be shared. Some moments are meant to belong to everyone. And not every microphone is your microphone. This is the Introverted Coach guiding you home. I love you all. Stay golden, and I will see you in the next one.